What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Disco. How's everybody doing today? Week 2 is here, folks. Week 2 is here. We got the Minnesota Vikings, and they're coming in and visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. Should be a doozy. There's a lot of fantasy football implications, a lot of props. Your boy has taken the onus on himself to break down tonight's game and give you guys all the projections, all the props, all the drafters pick'ems. All that I ask for in return is one, like the video, really helps the channel and the video get picked up in the YouTube algorithm. Two, subscribe to your boy and turn that bell notifications on. That way, anytime we go live or we post a video, you guys will get notified, and I'll help you beat your buddies. So, without further ado, let's get into the game. You got the Minnesota Vikings, as I said earlier, visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are favored by 6. The money line for Philadelphia to win is minus 260. I kind of like it. The money line for the Minnesota Vikings is plus 215. I don't like it. The spread is 6. Once again, the over-under is 49. I don't like any of these props. I think the only one that I'd be willing to take is the over on tonight's game. I feel like Philadelphia is going to score early and often, and Minnesota is going to be playing catch up, so we might get some late touchdowns. So in terms of this, I do like the over. I don't love it. I'm not personally betting on that, but let's talk quarterbacks. All right, we got projections for you folks. So on the drafters pick'em, when you use promo code DiscoDrafts1, we'll match your initial deposit dollar for dollar. They got pick'em props up right now. The pick'em prop for Kirk Cousins is 264.5 passing yards, and as you can see, we have him projected for 267.3 passing yards. So the over is there. It's not a tremendous outlier. There's not a huge gap between our projections and the actual prop. So I'm not personally touching that. But if you want to do it, make sure you sign up on Drafters Fantasy Sports using promo code DiscoDrafts1. Once again, we'll match your initial deposit dollar for dollar. And then Jalen Hurts, his two props on Drafters Pick'ems is 251.5 passing yards. We have him projected for 241.4, but he can easily go over that because last week, Baker Mayfield, behind a terrible offensive line, was able to distribute the ball evenly to Chris Godwin and to Mike Evans. And I feel like Devontae Smith, I feel like A.J. Brown, I feel like Jalen Hurts, that's all a tremendous upgrade. And there's a phenomenal offensive line in front of these folks. I personally like the over. I'm smashing the over. In terms of the rushing yards, I don't want to touch it. I don't love the rushing yards. Even though I have Jalen Hurts projected for 52.4, I feel like the 47.5 rushing yards is one of those ones where I don't love it. I'm not excited for it. But I do like Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown because I have him projected for 0.7, anything above 0.5. And once again, all these projections are based off of PPR format, and not that that's applicable to the quarterback matchup, but it's all based on PPR format and their floor. So I have projections for both of these guys. I got Kirk Cousins projected for 17.3 fantasy points. I have Jalen Hurts projected for 24.7 fantasy points. Kirk Cousins is projected to finish off as the QB number 13 in week 2, and I have Jalen Hurts projected as the QB number 1. All right, so let's now go into the running back matchup. You got Alexander Madison, and his drafters prop is 49.5 rushing yards. Yours truly has him at 56.7. I like the over here. And he's also projected for 0.5 rushing TDs. An anytime rushing touchdown for Madison I'm hesitant on, but the numbers don't lie. I'd be willing to put a single bet on this one. And then DeAndre Swift, he should be starting today because Kenneth Gainwell has been reportedly out with a rib injury. So Kenneth Gainwell's out. DeAndre Swift is in. Rashad Penny's also in. In terms of both of these guys in fantasy, they're not great picks. They're not awful picks. They're a safe flex play. I got DeAndre Swift projected for 13.1 fantasy points. He's my RB21 coming into the week. And then Alexander Madison, I got him projected for 13.5 fantasy points. He's my RB14 coming into the week. Moving on, let's go to the wide receiver matchup. You got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison coming in against the A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And speaking of Justin Jefferson, Drafters Fantasy Sports has given us an absolute blessing and a gift. Instead of 92.5 receiving yards for JJ, they're giving us 69.5. I have him projected for 95 receiving yards. I'm absolutely smashing that. I also have him projected for 0.5 receiving touchdowns. So anything 0.5 or over is more likely than not going to be, a roundup situation. So I like him for an anytime touchdown. Once again, that will be a single bet, maybe like a 2%, 2%er. And I have him projected at 19.4 fantasy points, and he's going to finish off the week as the wide receiver number 2. AJ Brown, I got him projected as the wide receiver 10. Once again, I also have him projected at 0.5 receiving touchdowns. I got him projected at 78 receiving yards, and his drafters prop right now is 72.5 receiving yards. So I like the over there as well. And once again, I got him projected as the wide receiver number 10. So pretty awesome. Let's talk Jordan Addison. Don't love the play. Don't love putting him into the lineup. Yes, he scored a touchdown last week against a horrible defensive back room against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I will say Philadelphia, even though they're banged up in the secondary, they are a vastly improved defensive front, and they are a vastly improved back end defensive back core. So I don't love him. I have him projected, Jordan Addison, for 10.7 fantasy points. He's my wide receiver 37. He's got 2 drafters props this week, 3.5 receptions. I got him projected for 3.8, so I'm not hitting the over there. And his other prop is 41.5 receiving yards. I got him for 51.1 receiving yards, so I do like that. And once again, if you put 8 props together, you can 100x your dollars. So it's pretty spectacular, pretty phenomenal. Let's talk about Devontae Smith. I got him projected for 5 receptions, 68.3 receiving yards, 0.5 receiving touchdowns. So once again, another guy who I like for an anytime touchdown on a solo bet. I got him projected for 14.9 fantasy points in PPR format. Once again, all things done here is a PPR format. He's my wide receiver number 13. His drafters prop is 62.5 receiving yards. I would not stack an AJ Brown over and a Devontae Smith over in any parlays or any drafters pick'ems. I would pick one and then do another one right after that. But yeah, both. I think JJ, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith should all see a vast improvement in terms of their performances last week, especially AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. They didn't really get involved against New England Patriots. Last but finally, we got the tight end matchup. You got TJ Hawkinson and you got Dallas Goedert. Right now, TJ Hawkinson, I have him projected as the tight end number 2, and I got Mr. Dallas Goedert projected as the tight end number 6. TJ Hawkinson, I got him projected for 10.3 fantasy points, and I also got Goddard projected for 10.3 fantasy points. I got them both projected for the same amount of receiving touchdowns. I don't like the anytime receiving touchdowns for them at all. And as you can see, there's not a big discrepancy between our projected receiving yards for Hawkinson and his drafters prop. And same thing goes for Dallas Goedert and his receiving yards prop. I will say there is one prop I do like. Here's my top 5 betting props for tonight. I wouldn't same game parlay them, but I mean, shoot your shot. Number 1, I like Jalen Hurts for an anytime touchdown. That's at minus 110 odds. I like Alexander Mattison over 48.5 rushing yards. Once again, we got him projected almost 10 rushing yards over that. I like AJ Brown either over 74.5 receiving yards. We got him projected for over 78, or an anytime touchdown as well, because we got him projected for over 0.5. TJ Hawkinson, I love the over 4.5 receptions prop. I got him at 5. So the fact that they're giving us 4.5 receptions here, it seems like a gift. And DeAndre Swift, I like him at over 2.5 receptions plus 120. Kenneth Gainwell had quite a few receptions last week. And yes, I do understand that Rashad Penny is going to be in there, but I feel like DeAndre Swift is going to be there early and often. And when DeAndre Swift is in there, he's going to be the go-to guy. He's going to be the reliable guy, and he's going to be their check down dude. I feel like Jalen Hurts is going to have a monster game. So he's going to come back against a bottom Minnesota Vikings defense. And yeah, once again, if you guys like the video, click the like button and make sure you hit the subscribe button. God bless you guys. Good luck tonight. And if you guys got any feedback, feel free to send it, to send me your feedback.